See, even on vacation out here, you still got to read the Bible. Still got to have a journal on you. Still got to get some knowledge from somebody else. The YouTube formula. That sounds like Dexter's Laboratory formula. Nice little spot, nice little Airbnb. $300 for like 3 days. I would show you the edge over there where the pool's at, but there's some girl over there. She's sunbathing. Can't be up here recording some chick. What in the world's wrong with you? So for those of you who don't know, a lot of Christians probably know this, but in Proverbs, there's 31 chapters. So Proverbs is like a book about wisdom. There's this guy named King Solomon. If he was an American, with all the wealth that he had in real estate, property, and businesses, he would be a multi-trillionaire. He wrote something called the Book of Proverbs. And there's some other people who they have some writings of Proverbs too, but it's like words of wisdom, you know, like nice little sayings. And these sayings are so powerful, and you don't have to be a Christian to get something out of it. It's some deep stuff. But like there's a lot of business principles, psychology principles, like how to communicate with people, how to run your business, how to get knowledge and wisdom, how to have a marriage, how to raise children. There's so many like powerful principles in there, and thousands of years ago the guy writes about it, and this stuff still can apply to today. So what I do is when I read Proverbs, or any book really, but I've been hooked on Proverbs lately. I didn't realize how much wisdom really was in the book. Like before, when I read Proverbs, I would just kind of skim through it because I'm like, you know, it's good to read the Bible, whatever. But then now I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna write down the principle that I get out of a proverb. Like if something hits me and I'm like, oh man, that was deep, I'm gonna write down the principle. So I don't write down the actual verse word for word. I write down the principle. And there's 31 chapters, so a lot of people try to read one proverb a day because there's 31 days in a month. And so I'll just give you an example, like of principles that I've gotten out of some of these proverbs. So righteous people's lives are enhanced by their labor and wealth. So a lot of people be like they pretend like it's a virtuous thing to be in poverty, but throughout Proverbs and throughout the whole Bible, but throughout Proverbs especially, it does not support the idea that you should be in poverty. And because people try to say, oh, Jesus was a homeless man, and he's like, no, because they say he became poor so that we might become rich, right? They say that about Jesus, but Jesus was only poor for like how many days? 3 days, because he was dying on the cross. He died on the cross, and then no. Before he died on the cross, he was in poverty for like how many hours? Like 2 hours, something like that. He would have been considered a poor man. He wasn't poor his whole life. So anyways, here's another proverb, a principle that I got. When you talk too much, you make mistakes. Wise people restrain their mouth. That's deep, man. I've also heard it worded, be slow to speak and slow to get angry. Now, some people would be like, well, it's okay to get angry. It's okay to get angry. Because it says just be slow to be angry. So it is okay to be angry. And be like, man, y'all take things too literally, man. If I tell you I need to go take a dump, did you think that I meant I'm going to literally go into the bathroom and take someone's dump out of the toilet? Like, some of you guys are so literal. But anyways, that's not my point. Here's another proverb. The words of the righteous are valuable. Wise people enhance their others' lives with their mouth. So people who are wise tend to share wisdom with other people, and it enhances other people's lives. Whether it's their marriage, whether it's their finances, they know how to give wisdom in many different areas. So that's what I got out of it. Their wisdom causes others to succeed and feed their family. So wise people can give you wisdom that gives you the ability to be able to provide for your family. The desires of the righteous will be given to them. Ain't that interesting? Like, you're not really taught that in church, that you have a desire and your desire will be given to you. Obviously, if you have like a wicked desire, like, that's not a good thing. But the righteous speak wisdom because they know the right thing to do. So I wrote that down because a lot of times in church, it's almost like you're taught that you don't know what the right thing is to do. You're just supposed to just rely on God, whatever. And yes, you do rely on God, but He gives you wisdom, man, to make the right decisions in life. Reverencing God prolongs your days. Knowledge will save you. That's deep. Knowledge will save you. When the righteous succeed, everyone is happy. When righteous people rule, the whole economy gets better. But wicked people destroy everything with their mouth. What the? You will succeed when you are mentored by multiple wise people. That is so good. The more you give to the world or others, the more you will receive. But if you withhold from others, you become poor. So it's good to be generous with people. Help people out. If you have something good to give it away. Sell it. It even talks about that in Proverbs. You need to sell what you have to people. Business, man. The more, when you give generously, things will be given back. Don't withhold what you have to give. You are supposed to sell what you have, or people will be upset. Dude, if you got like a book in your head that you have been wanting to write, you need to write that thing down and then sell it. Sell your words, man. When you try to do good, favor will find you. Foolish people will serve the righteous. What? What the heck? And this ain't talking about the afterlife when we all die or something. This is talking about right now. Whatever the righteous produce brings life to others. So when you produce something, you enhance other people's lives. You bring life to other people. Man, that's amazing. Those who can win someone's mind over is wise. So if you have the wittiness to be able to influence people's behavior, you're a wise person. If you can convince someone not to do something that they shouldn't be doing, or if you can convince people to do something that would enhance their life, you're wise. That's an indicator that you're wise. If you can influence people. But obviously not all influence means you're wise. So let's make that clear for people who want to be difficult. The righteous will be rewarded while they are on earth. While they're on earth, not in heaven, on earth. The plans and thoughts of the righteous are right. That is, man, a man will have his needs met when he uses his mouth. So for example, the reason why I wrote that one down is because if you're good at using your mouth, like if you can persuade people with your mouth, if you know how to stop talking when you need to stop talking and talk when you need to talk and say the right words and not offend people, your mouth can get you to so many places. It can open doors if you know how to use your mouth correctly. And Proverbs talks all about that, because a lot of people are like, I just want to say whatever I want to say, and you just accept it. But Proverbs is like, nah, sometimes there's not a good time to say something. Sometimes you need to just shut up. And so yeah, those are some principles. I have 31 chapters of that. I just read you a couple of different things. But yeah. I hope you try it out too. Proverbs, man.